What's up, race fans? Outlier TV Network, first broadcast ever on this new OTV. I'm your host, Robert Warrens, alongside Chris Schusler. Chris, say hi to the people.
Hi to the people. Hi, Robert. How you
Hi.
doing tonight, buddy?
I'm feeling spectacular. It's going to be an exciting time here tonight as we got Season 9 kicking off for the Wagoner's Welding Truck Series by Roughneck Racing here. So, Chris, do you want to go over these lovely track stats here?
I would love to kick us off with that. We are at Homestead this evening. Let's see here. Let's go over the weather. It is 76 degrees Fahrenheit, humidity of 86%, clear weather tonight with a 1 mile an hour breeze. Doing 100 laps tonight, 3 sets of tires, green, white, checkers, 3 temps. Fuel window is 36 to 40 laps and 1 fast repair. Robert, bring us our starting lineup tonight.
Starting lineup. So let's go ahead and take a look at our grid and how we're going to shake down. So on the first row there, Steele, last season's champion, Ben Ryan on the outside. In the P3 spot, Nicholas Don Francesco and Pylon in the 4th. In 5th is Johnny Hurst. 6th, Ben Parson. 7th is Eric Copperthorne. 8th is Barry Tolson making a return. 9th is going to be Barker. And 10th is Phipps. 11th going out to Ramsey. And 12th is Skittles Isgrig. 13th is going to be Straminsky with 14th position going out to Barnes. 15th is Eddie, partnered by 16th in Samuel Lessier. 17th is Wilkinson. Newcomer, 18th spot is Cody Troyer. 19th is Gary Miller. 20, Lashbrook. 21st is Andrew Smith. 22nd, Ryan Hunter. 23rd is Welding and Manning on the outside of him in 24th. 25th, Richardson. 26th, Gentner. And 27th, Briner. And rounding out the field in 28th spot is Wagner himself.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out. We are underway here. Getting ready to lock and load for this battle at Homestead here. Steele jumping out to an early lead in that 7 machine. Getting loose on the bottom.
Early.
Off track goes the 11 of Cody Troyer. Yellow's out. Pretty fast there, Chris.
Yes, that was quite unexpected.
Gonna take a look at our first OTV replay. Gonna have to back that up apparently.
Yikes.
That was the 11 truck of Cody Troyer there, so play button. Chris's favorite cam here.
That's the far chase. Looked like he was off the pace a little bit, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely didn't get the start we were expecting. But just loses it
Old tire.
right in front of Lashbrook there. That's Manning getting collected and...
James Wagner, I believe, right?
Yeah, James Wagner, you're correct. Go back to live action here. This was pretty uneventful for the start of our race. Not going to see too many guys come into the pits there other than to grab some repairs.
Well, Robert, I'm going to drop some knowledge here for the people.
For the people
while we're under a caution. Did a little bit of homework, and I will just run down some of these factoids here. So, this track has progressive banking, which allows cars to run multiple grooves, low, middle, and high lines. Tire wear is very high, making tire strategy critical. Drivers often run within inches of the wall for the fastest lap times. Let's see here. Because of the abrasive surface, long green flag runs are common. I'll save some other factoids for later, but what can you say about some of that?
Yeah, you know, I agree with most of it. I think I think we're going to see people running the low line, and then as tire wear happens, we will probably see them drift up to the high side. But it's going to be a game of kind of like protection as the race progresses.
Well, that's a bummer. Some of those guys had to cash in the fast repair on lap 1.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see Cody Troyer in that fast repair bucket. Likely see James Wagner. Oh, tough break for those guys. But show some different things as we go on tonight. We're dealing with some new crazy overlays here, trying to bring more symmetry between the sim racing world and the real life world, and that's what we're bringing to you on the Outlier TV network. Is just top data and math. We know, Chris, we love the math, right? So
Yeah, I do love math. I'm a big fan of that.
in Math Town, I believe.
We're trying to step up the mediocre broadcasting to just marginal. Let's bring it up to marginal.
Marginally good. Getting ready to go green again. We still got, you can hear the iRacing commentator throw their green flag. The lights are off on the pace truck. We're going to try to get this race started again. Coming down the backstretch here. So just taking a quick look. This is our race flag for tonight. So Season 9, Race 1, 100 laps. Outlier TV network, we're the best standout. So we're going to be giving you all the action, all the sauce tonight.
I'll have some sauce.
Pasta sauce?
I was thinking more like hot sauce.
Pace truck is in, getting ready to rock and roll one more time.
Green flag.
Good start by that 7 machine with Ben Ryan on the outside, and that 67 with Piling in behind.
Highland got a real good start there.
Guys are going to be dancing around, that's for sure. It finally feels like the correct kind of start of the race. Definitely as you go into turn 1 and we saw the 11 machine lose control. It's not indicative of the caliber of driving that these guys have here at Roughneck Racing.
I was kind of going through the tower here, looking at some of our drivers. I don't know if I recognize anyone new this season right off the bat.
Looking through the field, we know that 11 truck is new. Cody Troyer's new in the field. Looking at the rest of the names, I agree. I think you're exactly right. Got a black flag for Larry Eddy. That's odd.
I know our tower is showing 20. How many drivers do we have again in the race?
Total of 28 in the field. We're just showing that Larry Eddy crashed and jumped to the pits there. So we're going to just grab a little quick replay of that and let that happen out here. So I'll hit play and go full speed. Looks like he's just down on the bottom of the track. And then since he's off the racing service here, I think he just pulls off. Go back to live action. Up with our leaders here. Ben Ryan takes the pass for the lead. You can see that information on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. So anytime there's action here, you're going to see it before we see it. Car brush the wall. Just in behind of the leaders. Dalton Steele takes the bottom side over Ryan. But here you go, Chris. You know, you brought the factoids. You see Ben running the high side already, getting momentum coming out of 4.
Yes, I'm digging the flags there in the corner for the information. It's super cool.
Super cool, man. Go ahead and maybe zoom in on some of these cars, and we're going to pick on some randoms. These guys are hard battling for lead. Maybe we'll hold off.
Now, are these guys going a little too hard too early? We were talking about tire wear. I was reading about that in the factoids here earlier.
To me, what we're seeing is an interesting battle. You're going to remember season 8. You're looking at that 67 truck. That's Ben Ryan, the most winningest driver with the worst attendance in season 8. And then also 7, Dalton Steele there. That was our series champion. So maybe this is like what we're seeing as like a precursor to what we're going to see in the season as the temperature of competition that these two drivers can bring. Not to say that there's nobody else in the field that's capable of this right now, but right now it's just that's the lore of what I'm seeing for these two drivers.
You said lore.
Yeah, folklore.
That actually is pretty interesting because I forgot about that. I forgot that Ryan actually had a really, really good record, but that he did miss a lot of races. So that's why he wasn't battling for the championship. So to see these guys, racing so hard in this race is actually pretty exciting.
And one other thing, so we'll pop around here. We're going to go into the third place driver there. That's Jimmy Pilen here. That's our season 7 champion. So no stranger to running at the front of the field. Another driver here we're going to grab is Ben Parsons. He's got some fans that are watching him out in Dalton, Georgia.
The Cigar Lounge.
The Cigar Time Lounge, yep. He's been hell of a fast in the Monday Night Series, Super Speedway Series. And then
we didn't see a lot of him in the Wednesday League, but when he was there, he was pretty well.
Yeah. He was pretty dang well. Another returning person here is Barry Tolleson. So you remember a lot of him from season 7. This guy was the gas. Up front all the time, contending for wins. And here he is again. So no stranger. These top 5, definitely some sweaty drivers up in this top 5.
Yeah, and I'm just looking, down the tower here. I mean, Johnny Hurst in 6th, Eric Copperthorne. I mean, you count all the way down to the top. Shoot, at least 10. Those guys are all, out of order a lot of times, but in the top 10 consistently.
Yeah, like this. This is building up already just by basis of the names of the drivers. Like, we're gonna have a lot of different contenders for wins. So over last season, I think we saw over the 12 races, we saw 4 or 5 winners in season 8, and I'm not really sure how season 9 is going to look based on the level of driving that we know is capable of everyone in the field.
So, help me out with this, help the people. But I was reading off my factoids earlier. Drivers often run within inches of the wall. I've seen a lot of these guys, rubbing, sparking up against the wall. Is that because they're sort of over driving and just kind of like exiting really high, or are they just really trying to get just pinpoint close to just have a super quick run coming out?
Yeah, so if you're seeing sparks up alongside the wall, it's likely because the truck is close and it's grazing the wall. So unless you're seeing it like a little bit different spot, they're running up in that 3rd and 4th groove, but it's really just to gain momentum. If you're running the bottom side, it might be harder on the tires depending on how hard you push. The upper side's going to use more fuel, but it's kind of more gentle on the tires, but not necessarily good over the long run. Ben Ryan here, just 3/10 out on the lead. So not a big margin over Steele. 7/10 over Pilen, 1.5 over Parsons and Hurst. Johnny Cutie Patootie Hurst currently in the 5th spot, so he gets around Tolleson there.
And I'm digging his paint.
Yeah, shout out to the OTV. The Enforcer.
What a handsome devil.
I mean, he's one of the Force Horsemen, right?
That's right. Are you a fan of Homestead yourself?
Yeah, it's a pretty good track. It's like what you're seeing here is it's got a lot of multiple grooves, right? So, to me, that's what's interesting. Is that you have the ability to kind of move around the track, and those battles that you have with those drivers are always interesting because you can fight and pick different lanes for momentum. Take a look at our biggest gainer so far in this race. Up 6 spots is the Andrew Smith. Where is he currently? In 15th spot? That's that 4 machine. Andrew Smith is Season 8's Super Speedway winner. So, different strategy for here in the trucks. He's running a little bit more conservatively. That's a 40 machine of Dakota Isgrig in behind him in 16.
And shout out to Dakota Isgrig, by the way. As you know, I do like the Skittles themed paint job.
Yeah, you do.
I do. Big fan.
Take a look at some of the battles on the track here. Case for look at how tight these guys are running. Oh, we got a pass for the lead. Pylan's taking the lead over from Steele and Ryan. These guys are coming up to the pit window. I believe it was lap 36 to 40. So this race is going by pretty quick after that first caution. But heck of a battle for that lead.
Now, is he going to be able to get out from the low part of the track there?
So this is where the momentum side of running that highland comes up. You can really protect 3 wide going into turn 3. Impressive here on lap 22 of the run. Finally gets a little tight on the exit. Yeah, it's going to be very hard for these guys to battle out, and they're going to really have to ship it going into the corner here. Well, race 1, season 9. No disappointments here at Homestead early on. That's for sure.
Yeah, we saw that early caution, but these guys settled in, and we're getting some good racing now.
Yeah, heck of a good race show right here. Take a look further back in the field. It looks like the 69 machine Blashbrook is making pretty good time. Let's go ahead and take a look at his start position for the night. He started 20th. He's up to 15th. So looking at lap times, we'll use one of these fancy buttons over here. We'll use last lap time. So if you look at Blashbrook here, he just ran a 34.5 last time around. He's showing that he's got speed over pretty much everyone in front of him except Dalton Steele at a 34.4. So definitely that 69 machine of Lashbrook is on the move. I'm not going to be surprised if we don't see him up front near the end of the race.
Powered by D's Nuts.
Oh, man. We'll take a look at some team roster stats here later on. We'll go back up to our leaders here for a second. Dalton Steele is our current leader. He's got 7/10 over Pylan and Ryan. I'm not sure what the fall off there with Steele was just managing his equipment here. But, boy, does that 7 truck look sexy under the lights.
That's what, Flying J, correct?
Yeah. Is that a gas
I have a
station?
Flying J. Yeah, it is. It's like a truck stop.
Awesome job by the 7 machine, just opening up the gap. We'll take a look at those lap times again. 34.5. You see Ryan and Pylon 34.6, 34.9. So those two guys are still battling. Looking through the field, a lot of drivers are running lower laps than our leader by a tenth or two. We're going to have to keep an understanding of that as the race progresses here. But let's take a look at our last fastest 5 laps. So Steele, the fastest. Copperthorn, second fastest. Tolleson, Hurst, and Wilkinson. So Hurst, Tolleson, and Copperthorn are 6th, 7th, and 8th. Or 5th, 6th, and 7th. Wilkinson is in the 12th spot. Let's go ahead and take a look at him.
I don't know if you're watching the tower here, my friend, but we have Parson up to 2nd right now.
Yeah, he's battling Ryan right now, and you can see that Wilkinson in the safe light is currently putting pressure under Phipps. We'll go ahead and take a look at Parson here. Started 6th, he's up to 2nd, just like you said, but he might be in the hunt. You know, he might be trying to chase down Steele up as they get closer to pit stops.
Let's go to cockpit cam, number 67.
All right. Let's do what Chris says. This is a 33 here, but we will jump to 67. Looking at Ben here, he's sawing the wheel a lot off the exit. It's looking like the car handling is starting to get loose. A lot of input on entry. You see him straightening out the wheel on exit, but he's counter steering.
Well, these guys are going pretty hard up front, and I would imagine tire wear is a factor probably by now.
Look at that. Oh, man.
Yeah, I see it.
He's hanging on.
Pretty awesome.
Let's pick on another driver here. We're gonna pick on the 5 machine of Shane Welding here. We've seen him have a couple good runs last season in season 8, but he started in 19th, or sorry, he started in 2030. He's currently 18th. You're not seeing as much counter steer for him, right?
No. Seems like he's entering the corner a little slower, maybe. So the exit isn't as, like kind of wild.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pop up to our leader here. Ben Ryan entering the pits. Gonna give Dalton Steele here a shot to see if he's experienced the same stability issues on the exit. I mean, he's got it pointed straight. Interesting, man. Coming up to that pit window, it seems like Ben Ryan has elected to short pit. We got Barry Tolson coming into the pits now. And behind him, the 3 machine of Tyler Barnes. Badman Barnes running some outlier paint. And you remember Badman Barnes, we didn't talk about him in the battle, but he was a runner-up in both Monday and Wednesday. So, just falling short of the championship in both the Super Speedway Series and the truck. And, I think, if we were to talk to him now, he's going to be like, I'm locked in this season. I'm going for it,
Oh, that's super cool. Super good guy.
Bunch of drivers all coming into the pits here. Got Pylon coming into the pits. Parson in the pits. Phipps entering the pits now. The 2 machine of Richardson. Not sure why his paint's showing up incorrectly. He's normally with Registered Retro on Whatnot Gaming. Shout out to those guys if they're watching tonight. Gary Miller, part of Elite Motorsports. So he's a partner with Badman Barnes and Ben Ryan. Is Greg coming into the pits in that 40 machine? Dalton Steele still out on the track, clipping away. Hurst hasn't pitted yet. Don Francesco hasn't pitted. Ramsey.
Caution, yellow flag.
Ooh.
I was just going to ask you, him staying out, was he hoping maybe that someone would have an oopsie, we'll say, maybe, through the pits?
I wasn't hoping for that, but that's what we got.
Was that maybe he was thinking, maybe like hold out, stay out, and see if...
well, mathematically, you can split it in 3, right? But for Steele, he was running so fast it didn't make too much sense to pit. But let's take a look at our replay here and take a look at the 34 machine of Straminsky. And you can see the mix of drivers going down to the pits there. And just losing it. Just losing it here. Right in front of Phipps, who's just pitted, gets clipped. And that's
how bad that was.
Bad enough to bring out a caution, that's for sure. But that's really going to mix up the field, right? Because Steele had put a bunch of drivers a lap down. So, that's not going to be good for them. We'll try to go back to live action here. So these guys are going to come in the pits. We're going to give a little, little break here. Give a shout out to Wagner's Welding, our series sponsor, making it possible for you to view everything on Outlier or OTV. And we'll be right back.
Get some more coffee, too.
Thanks, buddy.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Second caution underway here. It was a long time, Chris, from that first initial caution. What's going to be interesting here is how everyone is stacked up. These guys are going to be passing the pace truck. We're going to see that 7 machine likely become the leader. So that's going to be pretty interesting here. Ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, that worked out fairly well for Steele.
I mean, right in his hands, like those other drivers, and we can take a look at pit strategy here shortly. That the lights are off on the pace truck. I'll pop it up really quick here. But you can see a mix of those drivers have already been 5 and 6 laps since they pitted. So here comes the green. Heck of a start by Steele. Black flag being issued to James Wagner. This race is actually, sponsored by Wagner's Welding. Those guys have been a longtime supporter of the series. And it looks like Hurst didn't get the start he was hoping. Falling back to third spot over Nicholas Don Francesco. You remember the Don, don't you?
I do. I'm looking forward to chatting with him again. Oh no!
Caution, yellow flag.
Right in front of us, Speed Zone TV.
No, not Speed Zone TV.
Oh yeah.
It's OTV.
My bad.
By the way, are you down with OTV?
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah.
Is that what I was supposed to do?
I was waiting for that one.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our OTV replay here. What happened? You see Nicholas Don Francesco just running the high side there. And
We were just talking about him.
well, let's see. We're on the straightaway here. We're seeing the 58 come up, and actually 24 is coming down, right? So I don't know, Chris. How do you feel about that?
I think the 58, by the way, too, just narrowly escaped complete carnage.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
let it play out, let that play just another second or two from there, you'll see that could have been completely race over. But watch this.
Oh,
Just barely.
can't
Yeah,
park there.
Adding insult to injury.
Park there. I mean, just looking at that, we'll go back one more time. We'll take a look at it. Just want to understand where
Unofficial mediocre diagnosis.
yeah, just like looking at it. Hard for me to really say definitively.
This angle is not going to be telling.
So just
Neither
like
is this one.
it's kind of going to be telling because look at the seam on the track,
This was going to be the easiest one.
right? You see the 24 and the 58 both kind of get together.
I mean, quite frankly, it looks like the 58 came up, but I mean, what do I know? I mean, fairly close enough to a racing incident. You got to figure they're going super fast. They're both moving very, minusculely. Is that a word? I don't know, but I mean, I don't know. When you put it in slow motion, it does look like the 58 came up just a little bit, but we'll just say racing incident.
Heavy damage on the 24 machine of Nicholas Don Francesco. I don't really see. There might have been minor contact with other vehicles involved, but if anyone's watching the stream here and they want to comment on what they just saw, throw it in the chat. Was it the 58 or the 24's fault? I have to see what the fans think that are out there.
Yeah, throw it to the chat.
Throw it to the chat. Back up here with our current leader, Dalton Steele.
We talked about Lashbrook a while ago. I can't remember where he was at 10, 20 laps ago, but he's found his way to 5th place.
Yeah, it might have been the pit strategy, right? Because he was one of the drivers that did not elect to pit.
Sarah Lashbrook in the chat saying looked like the 58 came up.
Off with his head. Off with it. Coming back to green here. Down the backstretch. So just quickly take a look at our lineup for this restart here. The top 10. Steele is actually the control car showing in P2. Hurst on the outside. Wilkinson P3. Wheeldon P4. Lashbrook 5. Ryan no stranger to the front, P6, but he's on that off pit cycle. P7 is Lessier, Manning in P8, ninth is Pylon, and Briner in P10. Getting ready to go again. Third caution of the night.
Green.
Lap 46 of 100 underway. Tight battle here.
Robert, would you want the restart on the high side or the low?
Well, we see that it's easier to protect the momentum on the high side. You're the control car. It's you're probably able to clear that inside car. So I'm just old school. I like the restarts on the inside. But, you know, I'm kind of like a washed up driver now.
Yeah. Old or old school?
A little bit of A, a little bit of B. Then Ryan makes the charge to the front. These guys don't have enough fuel, so there's definitely going to be one more pit stop needed before they can finish the race. Tight battle in behind. 10 trucks all within a blankie. Take a look at some of our biggest gainers so far. Manning is our biggest, Welding second with 20 and 17 spots, both running up within the top 6 there. So there's Manning in the 4th spot, looking on the low side of steel. You can see that 5 car creep into the screen with pressure. Woo, a little.
Oh, wow.
Getting tight. That's the 9 of Wilkinson. Almost claims that 5 machine to the heavens.
Pretty awesome there. Tyler Manning gaining 20 positions all the way up to 4th.
It's looking like that off-pitch strategy there has paid dividends where they stayed out, because now they have track position and newer tires.
Manning up to 3rd.
He's charging, isn't he?
What do you think about that, Mom?
Halfway. We are halfway through the race.
50%.
Take a look at the speed here from Manning, showing the RPM and the fuel. The top ribbon there is RPM as it goes to the max state, and you can see the bottom bar is that Manning is sitting about, I would say, 3/4 full of fuel as he's running that high side. So there's not too much difference of strategy, but one thing you can kind of dissect from this is some of the top speed that these guys are getting to.
I have to say, that is an awesome graphic to see the fuel.
Yeah, that'll give us all the secret sauce if there is
Exactly.
a pit strategy to happen, right?
Caution, yellow flag.
Uh-oh. Looks like
It's Eric Hoppathorn.
doesn't look good here. Gonna pop over to this replay here, try to grab the driver box just in time. So taking a look at the replay, got it backed up a little bit. Here we see the spin. That's the 9 of Wilkinson sideways in 4. We saw him earlier almost send the 5 machine to the heavens. These guys avert.
Ooh, so far so good. Oh no.
Phipps gets involved there. Not on
That
the
was a
right
shame.
car. Trying to find them. Not a good finder sometimes. We're going to back that up there.
That first group of cars made it through. Ooh la la.
And that's Barker getting tagged up in that. A break for Barker.
You know, when you see it at speed, you understand the true madness of how hard that is to avoid.
Yeah.
It looks so easy when it's in slow motion.
It doesn't look like there's significant damage. I don't know if there's going to be fast repairs required, but it's likely you're going to see a bunch of drivers come down pit lane here just to top it up. But definitely a solo spin by that 9 machine. And Ryan coming in. So everyone's coming in. So this kind of puts them in that pit window, Chris. So we saw from earlier in the race info that you could make it almost 40 laps on fuel. So this kind of puts you right in that bubble.
What are we on, lap 52, perhaps? Probably?
Yeah, we're getting close. Getting close. So up front here, got the 58 machine and the OTV of Johnny Hurst.
Manning just chipping away.
Yeah, he's up there.
Jimmy John's Pyland back up to the front.
Quick cautions here tonight. Lights are off on the pace truck again. You know, I just want to drop a little special something here. We did have an unfortunate passing. You know, our condolences from Outlier TV Network to the Wagner family, celebrating the life of Dennis Wagner. He's watching from the heavens tonight, so, you know, once again, just our condolences to that the Wagner family, as they've lost a loved one. Dennis was a great fan of racing, and will surely be missed. Getting ready to go green.
Green, green, green.
Hurst firing off like a champ. Manning's going to tuck in behind, or try to, but Pyland gets there first. Dalton Steele in the mix as well. Might have another caution here.
Jimmy Pyland trying to force his way through.
Well, Hurst is being smart here because what I'm seeing is he's slowing down the entry of the corner, hugging the bottom, not forcing the tires. And that's going to be smart in 20 laps, as these guys are pretty hungry for that lead right now. Not running a 4 horseman here. Wonder if this fancy stuff is working. Go ahead and take a look at another driver. See Manning and Hurst battle out for the lead. This shows all the dynamics of the team rivals. We'll have to dissect that a little bit more in the future. Good battle here in and around Andrew Smith in the 13th spot. These drivers are duking it out pretty hard. Smith started 21st. He's currently up in 12th. Trying to get some real estate.
I have clothes like that.
Yeah, I bet you do. Making the low side work, and that's the 13 of Ramsey looking on the low side of Lashbrook. Lashbrook still putting up a fight on the 4 of Andrew Smith. Gonna go back up front here and take a look at the leaders. Manning, our leader, Hurst in second, Pyle in third, Ryan in fourth, Steele in fifth, and Parson up front again. So these guys are actually all still going to need to pit, but you know what we saw there is Ben Ryan came in the pits, so he could have just topped off fuel. What that's going to do, Chris, is if he has to go into the pits, he might only have to take like a gallon or two, opposed to somebody else who would have to take, 4 to 5 gallons. So that's going to allow his pit time to be a lot less.
What's a lot less? For the fans, of course, not me, because I know that.
I mean, a second or two, but like, how much is that of straightaway time, right? Or
Enough
track
to get
time
in front of your competitor.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these guys are running 34 to 35 second laps, so 2 seconds. You're not going to get their draft. That draft is done. Good battle for the lead here. Taking a look at our schedule, this is a 12 race series. Here tonight, we're at Homestead for 100 laps. Next week, going to Rockingham, then Charlotte, then Talladega for race 4, Dover for race 5, race 6 at Pocono. That'll be the halfway point of the season. A lot of interesting racing being brought up here for the Outlier TV network, or OTV. Really want to just capture where the best stand out, and I think we've done a good job of that so far tonight, Chris.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. Hey, I was going to say, we've brought up the bar up from mediocre to mid-level broadcasting, but these drivers have actually put on a really, really good show tonight. This has actually been a really, really good race. I know we've had a couple cautions already, but these drivers really have been battling, and not just up front, all throughout.
We got a mix of cars here charging. This is the battle in around the 10th spot. So just following the 4 machine of Smith. He's got Copperthorne, Welding, Wagoner, Don Francesco, and Parson there. So 6th through 10th, 11th, and 12th, all right there. Oh, Wagner gets a little sideways off the exit. Good battle here. Good clean driving. 35 laps to go. It's winding down. These drivers are going to be starting to push more and more and claiming track position. That's for sure. Current leader is the 67 of Ben Ryan's up front. He's not been a stranger to laps led tonight. That's for sure. Led 19 laps. But, I think we're catching a sleeper here. Ben's got a little bit of a charge, but that 7 machine of Dalton Steele will go on him next. On the bumper of Hurst and Pylon. He's led 36 laps tonight using the bumper on Hurst. Somebody should tell Steele that you can't touch OTV like that. We're the best.
Can't touch that.
Can't touch that. Steele's successful at making the pass. He's 1.8 seconds back. Looking at all the lap leaders, you can see that Steele, like I said, 36 laps. Ben Ryan currently stacking up those laps. Manning and Hurst, 8 and 3 laps each. So interesting to see, who's led the charge. Not very many leaders tonight at all.
Usually those numbers are reversed for me. No laps led in 20th place.
A little bit further back in the field tonight. He's had a good running on the Super Speedway Series. Hasn't had a lot of luck so far in the trucks as he's learning how to wheel and drive them. That's the 6 machine of Patrick Gentner. Started 26, currently 19th. It's got Miller in front of him. Richardson, Isgrig. A lot of new paints tonight, so maybe we'll pop around at a couple paints here.
You know this is my favorite segment of the night.
You've been waiting for it. Let's take a look at the 25 of Briner. Looking all right, no complaints.
I like it. I don't know the logo. I don't understand it, but it's cool looking.
Grab Hunter.
Now that's interesting.
He is part of Hunter Isgreg Motorsports. You got to remember, we watched, or we covered off the Daytona special race, and Hunter grabbed a big win there, one of his biggest wins. '55 of Lessier Samuel, currently 20th in his DeWalt Liquid Molly.
Dig it.
Your favorite car?
I do dig it.
Skittles, alongside of the 15 of Gary Miller.
Miller time.
Tim the Toolman Richardson, 25th starting spot up to 16th. He had the correct paint showing, but I don't understand. I don't want to hit refresh meow, but maybe later. We'll see. If there's a caution, we'll refresh the paint, see if we can get that showing up correctly. He had a retro rips paint all set up. 13 of Chris Ramsey. We've seen this truck before. Cody Troyer. That was our first caution of the night. He's up to 13th spot, but rocking the Captain Crunch there. Definitely Captain Crunched the wall in some of the field in that first caution.
Just keeping Wagner's Welding in business.
Yep. Ramsey taking a look on the low side there. 69 of Brian Lashbrook. Currently in 12th spot, looking low on Smith. Ben Ryan is checked out too, Chris. He's almost got a 4-second lead.
Yeah, I see that.
Dalton Steele and Ben Parson ducking into the pits there, but we're going to continue on with looking at these paints. 30 machine of James Wagner.
I think they're fans of that purple. I see that a lot on the colors.
Seeing a lot of short pitting here. Gonna mess up where we are. So I think Eric Copperthorne is next here, which he's got Badman Barnes on the outside of him. We've seen Badman Barnes a little bit earlier. That's Copperthorne's old paint from last season. Badman Barnes also rocking that refresh paint with the Outlier TV. Thanks for the support, Badman. Johnny Hurst ducking into the pits right meow. Jimmy Pilon, we saw him. Little spark there from Marvelous Manning as he gets alongside that wall, looking under the 46 of Phipps. And our current leader, 67 Elite Motorsports, Ben Ryan. He's got such a big lead. What were you going to say, Chris?
I said from Canada.
From Canada.
That's a terrible accent.
Well, that's not how Canadians sound, Chris. They sound like me.
I know. I was just being...
They sound like me, Chris.
I don't know what I was trying to do there.
Trying to insult my people, brother.
No.
I feel insulted right now.
I was just doing a voice. I wasn't trying to do a Canadian voice.
Well, what's going to be interesting, Chris, is we'll pull up our pit stop stats here. And you can see the laps since last pit stop. So there's a mix of drivers that still haven't pitted. You see Marvelous Manning coming in now. But Ben Ryan, 25 laps since he last pitted. See Marvelous Manning's updated. He's in 11th. That'll fall off. It's going to be interesting to see how this pit strategy rolls out.
So Manning took 2 right sides.
Manning, I think, took 4.
I thought it said 2.
You crazy.
I could be.
Let's see if it still shows up here. Because he's fallen out of the top 15, so...
Oh, 4 tires. I am crazy.
Yeah, I know. I know, Chris. That's why we keep you around here at Outlier TV, brother.
I try to keep the broadcast spicy.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our biggest gainers now. Wagoner up 24 spots. He's due for a pit strategy here. He's hanging on. You know he's hanging on for, well, not anymore. He was hanging on for a caution. That's the 5 of Welding in behind. Smooth entry to the pits there by that 30 machine. But Ben Ryan, he's still going.
8 seconds.
Yeah, but that's not relative to... Oh, he's coming in now. Not relative to the lap times of the fast cars. So you got to remember... Olsen, Parson, pitted, Steele pitted.
The yellow flag is out.
Oh! You don't need that.
This just got spicier.
Yeah, that was not what... You know what? That's what Ben Ryan didn't want to see necessarily. Because based on the gap, he didn't have a full lap on the field. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what happened here. It looks like a big stack up. Gonna grab this here. This is the 29 machine of Jimmy Pylan, Johnny Hurst, Marv Manning there. Not sure what's going on. That's a 69 of Lashbrook. Is that the 28 of Barry Tolleson? Gets loose in front of Pylan, causing Pylan to check up. Hurst down into Marv Manning.
Man, that's a bummer for those guys.
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, just made it through.
He just squeaked through there. But I don't think we're done.
By the way, Ally is the sponsor.
Ally.
You know I have my eye on Ally.
Look, more contact coming through.
Oh, my goodness.
They just
didn't... If I only had the soundboard ready.
Womp, womp, womp. It's a parking lot of cars, right?
Next week, everybody.
Go back to live action here.
That's a tough one.
Well, you gotta give it to the 78 machine there. He wasn't able to check up. That's where the caution was, unfortunately.
Well, I'm just wondering too, like some of that, at speed. If you just, you start to see it, happen in your, not peripheral, but you see it happen, and then it makes you not flinch, but you anticipate the carnage, and then it actually causes everyone around you to just start to like wreck up and check up.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Okay.
But yeah, I think just as you have limited time to react, you're still responsible for that reaction. So, you got to have cat-like reflexes here. There's not a not a lot of time to think. That's for sure.
Well, this will resort everything.
Well, the 67 is going to have the best tires on the track, along with a couple other drivers, right?
You
So-
are correct.
Roll a quick commercial here for Wagoner's Welding, our league sponsor for Roughneck Racing Season 9, brought to you by Outlier TV Network. We're the best standout. So just, you guys probably already picked up on it. We got the most exciting commentary and the best overlays in the business with one of our partners there. And one of the things, too, is that we're bringing 4K streaming. So make sure you're clicking that gearbox in the bottom right-hand side, and make sure you're watching in 4K, watching these cars glimmer and shine. And as I've rambled too much, we're coming to green.
I was going to have you refresh the paints. I thought we were going to commercial, but
Yeah. Sometimes
guess
you
that's
gotta
not happening.
slow down to go fast. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Green, green, green.
A lot of drivers showing a lap down as a result of that caution.
Ben Parson, black flag.
He might have made a pass when you're not supposed to advance on the car in front of you on the inside, so he could have moved out of the way and made a pass. This is going to be a barn burner right here, Chris, because we're seeing different strategies. What we're going to do is we're going to pull up our pit stop board again, steal 10-lap older tires. Barnes and Ryan, same. Lussier, Miller, Lashbrook, all within that 3-4 lap range. These guys are going to have a handful.
So we could see some good competition between Ryan and Barnes, perhaps, because they're on the same tire strategy.
And teammates too, so hopefully they don't have a team orders here and they can get to good racing. Look at the gaggle of cars here.
That's a flock of them.
Bunch of cars got caught a lap down as a result of that caution. This is kind of where, we're going to look at further back in the field here, where caution can come out, and a lot of these guys are going to get their lap back. Crazy racing here. But Barnes and Ryan, Barnes looking to make a move on the 7 of steel. Barnes getting clear now. He's going to try to hunt down the 67 of Ryan with 13 laps to go. I don't know if Miller is going to be able to catch up the Steele. We're going to take a look at the lap times. That's the third member of Elite Motorsports.
Can we see the tires as well?
Yep. So,
yeah.
So it shows that, Miller has about 8 lap fresher tires over Steele, but let's take a look at the lap times here. Last time around, Miller and Steele about the same lap time, so that's going to be hard to make up that gap of 2 seconds on last season's champion, the 7 of Steel.
A lot of wall brushing.
Yeah, these guys are pushing. There's not a lot of time left with 11 laps to go. Oh, little contact. 15 on the 58 of Miller and Hurst. Hurst in that 58 machine is a lap down. He's trying to get up to that 13 machine, who would receive a lucky dog position.
Island's pushing real hard as well.
Well, 10 laps to go. Not a lot of time. Looks like Ben Ryan won the coin toss on the strategy tonight, that's for sure. Started second tonight. He's been in first. Currently led 44 laps, so I think he's surpassed the 7 of Steel with most laps led tonight. Teammate in second spot, Badman Barnes. Started 14th, doing a heck of a job sitting in the podium. Elite Motorsports, top shelf performance with the third teammate, Gary Miller, in fourth spot. Big run for Gary Miller, starting 19th. Olson, lap down right now, needs a caution to make it happen. Don't think you'll see one this late in the run. These guys are all pretty spread out if we go through some of the field. Well, I take that back. Just jumping through some of the cars. That's 29 Pilot entering the turn there. He's a lap down. Hurst also a lap down. Is Greg a lap down as these guys are cycling through? Not too many cars in tension here. Battle for spot. Oh, go ahead.
Oh boy, look at
Yellow
that.
flag is out.
Sometimes I'm so looking at the other screen, I don't see what the other screen's got, you know?
I do know. That was Lashbrook that got turned around.
Go ahead and take a look at that. The 9 of Wilkinson. Can't touch him there.
He's going to need a new windshield.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah. Oh, Cody Troyer.
Bam.
Hard contact. Look at that left front tire just dangle. That caution comes out. You got to slow down.
He's going to be done because he got.
How does he hit him twice? How does he hit him twice?
Got to hold your brakes.
Medic. Tough break for the 69 of Lashbrook there. Definitely in the 9. Showing some abuse, but this is going to be interesting. Here, let's go back to the live actioning.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunate, but we're going to have just a handful of laps left with everyone bunched up, so it will be for an exciting finish.
Yeah, you're seeing, if you look at that leaderboard on the left-hand side, you're seeing a mix of cars all come in the pits. Taking tires, so it looks like we're going to have one heck of a race right here at the end.
and I forgot who it was. Was someone, whoever was ahead of Highland. I think it was Ramsey. I think got their lap back.
Yep.
So that works out well for Ramsey.
Yep. Yep, it do. Yep, it do. So we're going to do what we said we were going to do last time. We're going to run a quick commercial, and we'll BRB with the last chunk of the race.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our...
All right, we're back. Once again, just a reminder to your just a celebration of life. Our condolences to the Wagner family. Losing a loved one, Dennis Wagner here. Race number 1 and the entire season dedicated to him. An angel up in the heavens looking down upon us. And, happy that we could be bringing you the race here on the Outlier TV network. Ace truck is in, Chris. I hope you're excited. There's not a lot of time here. 6 cautions of the night.
Green flag, green flag.
I am excited.
Now, where are the freshest tires? I think steel is going to be the car we're going to have to watch out for.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So Ben Ryan, great start, but his tires are going to be a little older.
But there's only 2 laps to go, so the white flag this time around, steel's a little bit further back. I don't think there's going to be enough time unless there's another caution. White flag, it's official.
Parson up to 3rd, I believe.
Has Parson got freshies? Let's pull up our pit stop stats here. Nope. Dalton Steele battling Gary Miller. They're 3 wide.
Parson said last season he was going to deliver.
Well, he ain't lying. Shout out to the Cigar Time Lounge, Dalton, Georgia. Looks like our winner, race number 1, unofficially here. Official to us. Oh, the spinner across the line. Ben Ryan, 67. P3 to Barnes. And 33 of Ben Parsons. Pretty boy Ben in that 3rd spot. Oh, man. Chris, a little too many cautions tonight. I wasn't, a huge fan of the cautions, but we did have some good racing overall.
We did. I'd say 6 cautions is a little in excess for a race, but, it does shake up things. It's exciting sometimes to see how that ends up. But I'd say overall, yes, a good first race for the season.
Well, we're going to take a little quick break again, even though we just had one. We're going to take another one, and then we're going to come back for some driver interviews.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor.
All right, welcome back to race number 1 at Homestead for Roughneck Racing's Wagner's Welding Truck Series. Gonna grab our third place finisher first, Mr. Ben Parsons. You got Chris and Rob up in the booth. How you feeling about your finish tonight, sir?
Yeah, feeling okay. I think we could have done better had we stayed green. I think we were top 2 truck for sure. But hey, we'll take a podium any day of the week. So we're thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too upset with grabbing that third spot. Tell us a bit about your race. Like, we saw you up front there, and you fell back a little bit. How did it go for you overall, you feel?
Yeah, at the start of the race, had a game plan going into it. Saving tires, trying not to get lured into racing too much. And first stage there worked out beautifully for me. Got up to second, was running second, had a really good on and off pit road, and was set up to if not inherit the lead, be at least a second closer with because I undercut him a bit. But then the caution comes out, traps us all a lap down. So that is what it is, part of the game. Took the wave around. From there, just battled back towards the front, and same thing happened again on the next cycle of stops there. Trapped me down a lap again, except this time I was in the lucky dog position. Got the lucky dog, but it was at the tail end with, 20 cars a lap down ahead of me. So I had to work my way through them, work my way up to 5th that way before the last caution came out, and then was set up to, get a couple more spots there, green light checkered, which worked out beautifully. If I had one more lap, maybe 2, maybe it would have happened. But if its and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Chris, write that down.
I got it.
Ben, are we going to be seeing you all season? Or what? Are you running full schedule for the trucks, or are we going to be seeing you limited?
I may give it a shot and do what I can. Schedule might not allow me, just like Super Speedway Series might not allow me to do the full thing, but we'll give it our level best to make it. And, really good racers here. I only get to see these guys on the Speedway, and everyone gets aggressive, and you can't really gauge talent. And I can tell by racing tonight, a lot of these guys have some really good talent, really good car controls. First time racing with them when you have to let off the gas. So it was really fun tonight.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, as you move from the Super Speedway Series to running here at the trucks. And, I think you did a great job tonight putting it together. I'm going to throw it over to my good friend, Chris. Chris, what do you want to ask Ben?
Congratulations, buddy. Yeah, this race could have gone any old way. We saw 6 cautions, I believe. So for you to go from being a lap down at one point to getting on the podium in 3rd place, I think that's a great job. Robert kind of took away the question I was going to ask you about running the entire season. I know next week we're going to be in Rockingham. Wondering if you thought you'd make it next week, and if you are, how you feel about Rockingham and where you might end up placing.
As of right now, I think I am open and able to do Rockingham. I've never ran Rockingham in the truck, just the Gen 4. and I am pretty good there. I mean, it's hard to gauge when I don't know these, the other guys that well, but I've raced in a few other leagues, and I'm usually a top 3 car there as well. So that's another good track. This is a pretty good track for me. That'd be a fairly good track for me. So I'd be looking for at least a top 5 there, not knowing, what these guys are capable of there. I mean, you got some rock stars here, so uh, you know, we'll see how it goes. But I do plan to make it to Wagoner, so thanks for that.
No, that's terrific. I like the fact that you say that you'll probably make it and that you can predict where you'll probably finish. I was just chatting with Robert during the race. You pretty much threw it out there last season saying that, hey, if I make it, I plan to, be top 5. And here you are in the first race, and you got on the podium in third. So I'm going to throw it. I'm sorry?
I'm a man of my word.
Yeah, so far you're delivering. Anyone you would like to thank tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, for sure. I always like to thank my sponsor, Cigar Time Lounge there in downtown Dalton, Georgia, and Escudero Cigars. You call them the numbers on the car there on the spoiler of the truck. But you can call order cigars from there if you'd like. You must be 18 or older to order. No, 21 now. They changed the law. But
Damn laws.
Damn laws.
America.
Yeah, America. I'd like to thank them. I'd also like to shout out Tim and Dougie and the rest of them. I know they lost their uncle today, so I just like to let them know that we're thinking about them and appreciate everything they do. And they're definitely in our hearts and prayers tonight.
Well, thank you for that. I'd say it's a cigar time for you tonight. And yeah, do look forward to seeing you next week for sure. Okay. Best of luck to you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Take care. E3 finisher Ben Parson. Shout out to Cigar Time Lounge. On. Well, I guess you gotta use the phone. You gotta be. Are you old enough to order, Chris?
Yeah, I can. I need someone to drive me though.
Oh man, that's a dicey situation. Let's bring in our
Yeah.
P2 finisher, Tyler Barnes, Batman Barnes, Rob and Chris up in the booth. How you feeling, sir?
I'm feeling great, fellas. How y'all feeling?
We're doing well. Thank you, buddy.
Outlier TV bringing you the secret sauce. Tyler, talk a bit about your race. You started in some magical position, 14th. You got up to second. From your hot seat, how did it go for you overall? Tell some good stuff and some bad stuff.
Yeah, well, we came in here and didn't have a lot of seat time this week. Was late showing up to the track, actually. Got in here, qualified, kind of was getting the feel of the track really in qualifying, and early in the race just trying to figure this thing out and seeing where the limits of the truck was and where the fastest line was, and kind of just gradually got up there and got a little bit aggressive about mid-race, but all in all, it turned out to be pretty well.
Well, I guess, yeah, if you're grabbing P2, that is pretty well. Chris, what do you want to say to Mr. Badman Barnes here?
Tyler, first of all, hello. Congratulations to you, buddy. Another good race. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. I'm glad you made it to the podium, man, and had a good race. A little bit of luck, maybe as well, just because we did see 6 cautions and a lot of drivers got caught up in just some carnage that wasn't any of their doing. But yeah, man, you did it again on the podium. We're talking. Hey, great job for race number 1 of the season. We're going to Rockingham next Wednesday. And just thoughts on that track, what you think about it, any predictions perhaps?
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. And it's always a pleasure to be up here and talking to y'all. Yeah, we're going into Rockingham and we seem to be pretty consistent there. So hopefully we just can get another podium, hopefully.
Okay, that sounds good. You feel pretty comfortable there at Rockingham?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
He's not even sweating,
Okay.
Chris. You can tell he's not
right?
sweating,
The confidence. Okay, well then, hey, we'll talk to you next week then for sure.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
Any thanks to be given this evening?
My Lord and Savior, most definitely. My girlfriend for giving me the time to do this. Outlaw TV, the best to do it. Roughneck Racing, Renegade Racing, Wagner's Welding, Elite Motorsports. Couldn't do it without them guys. Shout out to Ben on his win tonight. And thoughts and prayers to the Wagner family for Mr. Dennis, for sure.
Tyler, you're always so graceful and well spoken, buddy. Congratulations. And hey, we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
Take care, buddy.
That'll be our P2 finisher, Tyler Badman Barnes. But it's time to bring in the man of the night, Mr. Buttons. Mr. Buttons, Ben Orion. Back-to-back wins in the race series. I didn't think you were going to get it done. Did you think you were going to get it done all night?
I did not. After that that first pit cycle when the caution came out, right when I was coming off pit road, I thought I was in trouble. The top was just, it worked so good, but it wore it out so bad. So it was scary to run up there for any length of time, but that's the only place that I seem to be able to make a lot of speed.
Yeah, we were in your cockpit there for a bit, and Chris was like, "Why is he steering the wheel to the right so much?" It didn't look like it was fun out there.
It didn't look fun, but it looked awesome. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that first run, I absolutely wore the tires off of it in 16 or 17 laps, and I was just hanging on for dear life for the rest of that cycle. So I was sideways more than I was straight through the center, up off. I couldn't run the top because I'd get too loose and I'd get the back end into the wall. So I started running the bottom, and it helped a bit, but it was wildly out of control for sure.
Yeah. So, Chris, he's already wondering. He's wondering if you quit your job and you're going to be running full time in the trucks this year, or if you're just going to have shoddy attendance.
I'm not really sure. It's yet to be seen. I'm going to try to make as many as I can, same as I thought I was going to last season. But at this point, I'm hoping I can make quite a few. I'm going to try to move some things around, and I really want to get a championship, whether it's Monday night, Wednesday night. What it is, I just want to get one of those done because it's been 2 seasons now, and I've been pretty competitive, but my attendance just hasn't been there. So we'll try to put it together and see what we can do for sure.
Oh, that's good to hear, Mr. Buttons. Chris, what do you want to ask our back-to-back winner here of the Roughneck Racing Series?
Well, Ben, again, to you as well. Congratulations, buddy. I was going to ask you this: what series do you like better, the Monday or the Wednesday series?
I'm a big mile and a half short track guy, so I like the Wednesday night deal. The Monday night thing for me, before I got into the Roughneck thing, I never ran speedways. I didn't like speedways. I didn't want anything to do with the speedway. So I started running them, and I was fast. I could get up front, but it was really hard for me to finish races. So I've kind of figured some stuff out in the last 2 months over there too. So it's working out a lot better and being a little bit more patient, and that side's coming together. But I still definitely love the mile and a half short track. I'll drive anything. It could be a super, it could be a modified, it could be whatever. If it's an oval, I'm in.
Well, I'll tell you what, you were lightning tonight. We weren't sure, Robert and I, like how this was going to pan out for you as well. So I'll tell you what, you deserve the win, and I'm glad you got it. But there was, I think, the last caution and the caution before. So what, 6 and 5? We were wondering how that was going to play out for you with tires and etc. Because some of the guys behind you were able to come in, freshen up, and then we weren't sure where that was going to leave you. So anyway, yeah, dude, you did it. It was great. You won race number 1 of this season. I hope you can make more of them because you're definitely a contender. And we'll just go race by race here. So let's start with next week. Do you think you could make next week at Rockingham?
I think next week I'm going to make it. Rockingham should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I just hope it's more like the mid-season to the end of the season that I'm concerned about, but I think we're gonna push to try to make it happen. I mean, I got 2 drops, I think, so we can miss 1 or 2, but but you're gonna have a bad one every now and then too, so you gotta account for that. So we're gonna try to make as many as possible. We're gonna try to do the whole deal, and hopefully we can put it together.
Yeah, just don't allow yourself to not win. Then the ones that you do race in, you just got to win every one, then, and you'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
That's harder said than done.
Be fine. It's
All right,
fine.
Ben. Well, we are now here at the thanks part of the interview. So, anyone to give thanks here before we let you go?
I just really like to shout out to the Wagner family. They're going through a lot right now. The passing of Dennis. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. I know it's rough. They'll get through it. It's always rough when you lose a loved one. I really don't have anyone else that I want to thank tonight. I'm just gonna throw it out to that family because they need it right now for sure.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate that. Thank you for your thoughts, your sentiments, for sure. And yeah, it was a pleasure to watch you on track this evening. And we look forward to chatting with you again next week. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. We'll talk to you later. Have a great night.
See you, Mr.
Thank you, buddy.
Buttons.
See ya.
All right, Chris, we're in our home stretch here. Maybe you just want to recap off quickly what you thought about the racing tonight and how it went.
Well, I know we're starting to go long, so yes, let me do my recap part. Hey, race one of this new season, super fun night tonight. I know we saw a couple cautions, more than we probably would have liked, but I tell you what, though, it sort of reset us for some just exciting racing. So I enjoyed it regardless. You know, it was good to be here tonight. I just want to say thank you to the league, the sponsors, the fans for having us here again. It does mean a lot to us. It was a pleasure to broadcast with you guys. I know we do get silly at times, but we do enjoy being a part of this league. And just kind of want to wrap up and just say, like, best wishes, thoughts to the Wagner family, for sure. Just with the news of Dennis Wagner's passing, thoughts are with the family, of course, and just like I said, best wishes, and thanks again for being so supportive of the racing for this league, and we hope to have another great season like this league provides.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. I think you hit the sentiments, very well there, and condolences to the Wagner family and all the love from OTV. We'll quickly go over our race results here. We're gonna hit one of these fancy buttons, see what happens, and just cap off the night here with some data. Most laps led goes out to Mr. Buttons, Ben Ryan. 53 laps led. Barnes grabs that second spot, only 3/10 behind, and Ben Parsons in the third, 6/10 behind. Fastest lap going out to Mr. Buttons, Ben Ryan, pole position. Dalton Steele had a heck of a race, but wasn't able to pick the strategy that got him up there. Shout out to James Wagner, or Big Doug, gaining the Hard Charger Award with 20 positions gained. So, it was a tough race. 6 caution, 17 laps of the 100 went under caution there. 7 lead changes with 5 different leaders. Just a mix of drivers. So we saw a lot of great racing tonight. Next week on Outlier TV, where the best stand out, we're going to be headed to Rockingham, where tire degradation is going to be the name of the game. And not everyone is going to be able to be up front and stay up front. So you're going to want to be tuning into that. Race number 1 capped off Mr. Buttons, Ben Ryan winning tonight. It's going to be setting the precedence of pace for the season. Many more exciting races to come in this 12 race battle. So make sure you're tuning in to Outlier TV. And Chris, thanks for being here tonight, man. It's always a pleasure to chill with you. And yeah, maybe we'll just go now. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we could do that. We got a love from the fans too in the chat, so just thanks to them for sure. But yeah, I think, Robert, we should end this thing.
All right,
I'll
buddy.
see you next week, buddy.
See you next week, guys. Thanks for tuning in to OTV.
Good night, everyone.